It's rare to trace a road back to its origin. However, sometimes you get lucky and run across a small tidbit of information that leads to all the answers. That is the case with Altoona or Tucker Mountain Road. However, I didn't realize that when I first read about the road construction. So let's forget about everything I just said and start where I started, with a random newspaper article. In the April 17, 1903 edition of the Gadsden Times, a news snippet from the Etowah County Commission meeting is presented. It reads, "At the last session of the Commissioners' Court, a road was established which leaves the Gadsden and Bluntsville Road at the residence of J.H. Harris and extends across Raccoon Mountain at Altoona. The road will be surveyed as to get the best grades." In an effort to figure out what road this road order is referring to, let's examine the deed for J.H. Harris, which is found in Etowah County Deed Book BB, page 651. The deed is dated 1891, and while that's over a decade prior to the road construction, it's the only deed attributed to Harris in Etowah County. However, it was not recorded until 1902, within a year of the road construction. Interestingly, there isn't a J.H. Harris listed in the 1900 census for the Warrior Precinct, which covers Warrior Valley. J.H. Harris is also not found in the neighboring Hoppers Precinct. While there are some references to a J.H. Harris in local papers, there appears to be no connection with the Warrior Valley area in Etowah County. Circling back to the deed, it records Harris's properties being at the intersection of Warrior Valley and Tucker Mountain Road. As revealed on the map, Harris was a fairly substantial landowner with 61 acres to his name. Viewing the 1909 Etowah County map reveals that James Franklin Harris lived in the same area as the J.H. Harris deed. Furthermore, viewing the Etowah County land assessment records for 1903 and 1904 reveals James Franklin Harris owned the same property attributed to J.H. Harris during this time. It appears that J.H. Harris may have been a transcription error on the deed. Remember, the deed itself was not recorded until 1902, over a decade after it was created. Is it possible that J.F. Harris may have been known as J.H. Harris in personal circles? Perhaps an abbreviation for James Harris? Did the commissioners know this and reference him as J.H. Harris in their minutes? Or is it because they went by what was on the deed? That is something that will remain unanswered. The 1900 census reveals that James Franklin Harris was residing in Warriors Precinct, where he is listed as a farmer. James Franklin was born in 1848 and lived to March 1930. He married Falby Jane Nix, the daughter of Daniel Nix and the granddaughter to Nix patriarch Jennings Nix. Upon his death, James Franklin was buried in Moody's Chapel Cemetery. At this point, it's quite obvious what road the road order is referring to, but let's examine the statement that it will extend across Raccoon Mountain to Altoona. In 1891, geologist A.M. Gibson made his report on the coal measures of Blount County. In it, he writes that Blount Mountain is nothing more than a spur or prong of Raccoon Mountain that extends between Murphy's Valley on the northwest and the Coosa Valley on the southeast. Although not shown on this modern topographical map, the entire mountain chain running southeast of Altoona is Blount Mountain. Interestingly, the name Raccoon Mountain does appear on the map, as does the title Altoona Mountain, which refers to the specific area of the mountain that surrounds Altoona. Putting this geographical information together with the Harris deed reveals that the road order is referring to Altoona Mountain Road. It should be pointed out that most maps show the road name as Tucker Mountain Road. However, Tucker Mountain Road is the small section that leaves Altoona Mountain Road part of the way up the mountain before rejoining the road at the top of the mountain. Like Beaver Pond Road for Thompson Road, the term Tucker Mountain Road has become the generic name for Altoona Mountain Road. A passing reference in a newspaper leads to the origin of Altoona Mountain Road. While not a major route today, at the time it was vitally important connecting Warrior Valley with the growing Altoona. It also provided access to the resource that led to Altoona's formation: coal.